Oh, hey there. How are you doing today? Nice to meet you. So, me and my wife are starting this project to help utilize what's in your pantry, in your refrigerator during this time of quarantine where you're not wanting to go out to the public as much, when you don't want to go to the grocery store as much. The way this project is going to kind of work is kind of like we've all seen Chopped. It's going to be like that almost, where you send me 5 ingredients that are in your pantry or refrigerator, and I'll come up with a recipe that we can cook at home together through this video. So we're gonna start the first video off at our own house with our own ingredients that we have. I know it's not fair for me to pick out my ingredients, so Karina's gonna pick out the ingredients for the first video. And I'll just show you kind of what we have in our pantry, what we have in our refrigerator, maybe our spice cabinet, some oils, different oils we use. Here we go. So here's our pantry. I got some baking goods up top, sugar, cornmeal. This shelf is kind of just peanuts and olives, some gluten-free crackers, some dry pasta, some rice, and grains. And I got canned beans here, some soup, and some artichoke hearts, some oatmeal, some oysters, some vegetable stock, and most importantly, we got a ton of coffee down below.
Yeah.
So now to the refrigerator. 1, 2. What do we have in here? We have, let's see, some Italian sausage for me, because I eat meat sometimes. I got a little bit of bag of pico. I got condiments, milk, cream, half and half, butter, cheese of all sorts. I got some leftovers from the other night. Got some cauliflower, some bread that was just dropped off to me from a CSA box from a good friend. And some kimchi, some tofu, and in the freezer, not much, a gluten-free pie crust if you want to get crazy, and some frozen gluten-free macaroni and cheese. So I'm going to give Karina about 20 minutes to pick out 5 ingredients that we have in our pantry, and then I'll come up with the recipe and we'll cook it together. Hey guys, so Karina took the last few minutes to pick out a few pantry, refrigerator, and a fresh produce item. Here they are. We got the butternut squash, tomato paste, golden raisins, a coconut ginger rice, dry rice that all you do is boil it with the seasonings, and then a local cheese maker, hard cheese right here. So we're gonna come back to this, and I'll have a recipe for y'all. All right, so I thought a little bit about what I was going to do, and I think it's just going to be kind of a easy, simple vegetarian curry with butternut squash, kind of like tomato cream, and then I'm going to cook the rice, the ginger rice, separately. It says to use a stovetop, but I'm going to try to use this rice cooker here and see if it works out for us. So I'm going to get this going first, since it's going to take about 15 minutes. I think everything else would maybe take less than. I might not turn it on right away. So it looks like it's rice with the flavor packet or seasonings already inside of it. I'm gonna add water. Usually when you're cooking rice, it's a 2-to-1 ratio. 2 cups water to every 1 cup of rice. That looks about right. We'll see. I'm not gonna turn it on quite yet. I'm going to go ahead and get all my other vegetables and everything set up so we can move on with this.
Okay.
I'm going to start with this butternut squash. I don't think we're going to use it all because that's a lot of food for just me and Karina. So I'll just use the neck of it. You can use a knife, you can use a peeler, whatever you feel safer with. I like to use my knife just to get the skin off to the flesh. Watch your phalanges. Get that out of the way. I'm starting a compost next week, so soon those scraps will be going into the compost. I got a garden going outside. I got some chickens on my way. So I think I'm going to cut these into, bite-sized pieces, medium dice. I love having this large chopping block. It provides enough surface area so I can do all my mise en place and not have to worry about the food falling off the cutting board. I can just move it to one side and move on to the next vegetable. I think I'm going to use some onions because onions are always a good vegetable to use in a curry. 1 onion. I think I'm going to use some garlic and I don't know if I have any more fresh ginger, but let me see. I do. I have this little niblet of ginger right here. I don't know if I should use it. We already have the rice that has ginger. I'm just going to slice these. This right down the little strips. We'll saute real nice like that. Can opener for the tomato paste. Tomato paste is kind of a product that you don't need a lot. It's pretty concentrated, so use a little at a time. Always add more. I got that going on. I got my golden raisins here. They're dehydrated, of course, because they're raisins, but they should plump up in the sauce. So now I got some garlic. I'm gonna crush out a few cloves on that. It's always a good start. I like to smash the garlic with the side of the knife. If you have pre-chopped garlic or minced garlic in the home already, that works perfectly fine. Let's see. Cool, got the garlic here. The can opener back in. I'm gonna give this just a rough chop. I like to keep my garlic chunky. I like to feel the little bits of it in my food. I like the little crispiness it gets if it gets a little too sauteed in the oil. That's about it. I think that's it. So we're gonna start from there. I'm gonna get my saute pan. Let's see. So oils, I'm gonna use avocado oil today only because we are out of olive oil and we don't want to go to the store, so we're gonna utilize what we have. Olive oil, avocado oil, sunflower oil, canola oil, any kind of oil, just a little bit to get on your pan. Gotta turn that heat on. Gonna open up this cheese. I haven't had this cheese in a long time. I miss it. It has a cinnamon and sorghum rind to it, and it's a raw cow's milk cheese. Yummy. I'm gonna go ahead and turn the rice on now. So I'm gonna push my rice cooker down. That's gonna go while this is heating up. Oil's getting hot. I guess if you don't have raisins, cranberries will work. Currants, regular raisins, not even golden raisins would work. You can use shallots, red onion, white onion, garlic powder, minced garlic already minced up, fresh garlic. Probably do this dish with butternut squash. Any kind of squash would work. Zucchini, any kind of hearty vegetable. You can do like probably even carrots would be really nice in this dish. So my oil is starting to heat up. I'm gonna throw in these onions. Boom. Oh yeah, they're sizzling. That's happening. I'm just gonna get those nice and soft before I throw in my garlic. I'm gonna do some heavy cream since I'm making this curry. Go into the pantry. What do I have in here? I got curry powder, coriander, turmeric, and mustard mix. Of course, salt will go into the dish. I want spice. I'm a spice guy, so I think I'm going to use some of these Aleppo peppers or some harissa. I'm not too sure. So I'm going to take all these spices out. I got my salt here. I got my fresh cracked pepper here. Get those going. At the same time those are going, let's go ahead and throw in the butternut squash. So my onions and my butternut squash kind of doing their own business, caramelizing and sauteing in this pan. I like to listen to music when I'm cooking. Obviously, I'm not going to do it during the video because you probably wouldn't be able to hear me. But also in the 5 ingredients, maybe drop your favorite song you like to cook to, and maybe we can cook to that too. That'd be fun. I'm going to start seasoning the butternut squash and onions, and do a little salt first. Just a pinch of kosher salt. Just do a little bit of spice in there, some Aleppo peppers. If you don't have that, you can use maybe some chili powder or cayenne pepper. Thai chilies, crushed Thai chilies would work. Red crushed pepper would also work in this dish. And I think I'll wait till I see about adding the curry powder or the harissa or the coriander turmeric. So what I'm looking for now is just the butternut squash to get nice and soft. And then I'm going to add my tomato paste, get that a little bit of caramelization, and then maybe add some cream and butter and finish up with the spices and raisins and all that. So I got some caramelization on the onions and the butternut squash. Let's go ahead and add our tomato paste. Like I said, it's a concentrated paste, so use a little bit at a time. I put about 2 teaspoons of that in there. I'm going to stir that around and coat all the vegetables in there. And that tomato paste will also caramelize. So all this dark brown stuff, that's the flavor. That's the flavor, baby. So I'm just going to let that sit. I'm going to utilize some, well, I was going to do cream, but I only have this much in here. So then I'm going to substitute with a little bit of milk, which I only have this much in there. So I'm going to substitute with some of that vegetable stock I have in the pantry. All right. I'm going to add the veggie stock first to kind of deglaze the bottom of this pan. Let's say about half a cup to start off with. Half a cup to start off with my measuring tools. Oh yeah. Get that. You come in and you see this is getting all nice and thick. This pan is, see how I can scrape off all of that brown stuff on the bottom of the pan? That's flavor. Huh?
It smells so good.
The wife said it smells really good. So I'm gonna add my garlic in there. Kind of get that aromatics going on. Gonna add the raisins. Let's just add let's add that many. These are gonna get plump. These are gonna get rehydrated with the sauce. So, okay. So from here, I'm gonna add some stock. Another half cup of stock. I'm gonna add my heavy cream. That's probably a 1/4 cup of heavy cream. And just about a 1/4 cup of milk. That's going to give us that creamy base for the sauce. You know. All right. So now if I need to add more vegetable stock, I'll add vegetable stock to the sauce if it gets too thick. But right now I'm just going to wait for those butternut squash to get nice and tender. I'm going to taste the seasoning in this and see which direction I want to go with. So it needs salt. It has spice. And I think I'm going to add some curry powder with coriander, turmeric, and mustard. I think that'll give it a nice kick. You know what'd be good on this? Some fresh cilantro. And I think I have some in the refrigerator. So I think that's just going to be the topper. The harissa spice kind of gives it a little bit of a sweet spice. Like I said, you could add, we eat vegetarian mostly at home, but you can always add chicken to this dish if you have a chicken. That's good. Yeah. So I think the sauce is going to be done before the rice. Maybe I should start the rice a little bit earlier. I'm sorry. Add a little more stock to kind of loosen up that. Let it keep boiling and reducing without burning. I got my Von Stormen, the cheese, the raw milk cheese that I need to utilize. I think that's going to go kind of like as a shaving on top of the dish, just to give it a little bit more of a little bite. Got my grater. Rice is going. This is going. I'm going to turn on low heat and just let it simmer away with the lid on. So it looks like everything got cooked nice and creamy. The sauce is a nice consistency. The butternut squash is nice and tender. So I'm just going to chop up a little bit of cilantro for a topping. I got this nice cilantro right here from a local farmer. Just a little bit. I don't worry too much about stems. Stems are good for you. So, sauce and butternut squash are ready. Gonna turn that off. The rice just got finished. Smells actually pretty good now. Kind of like it. So I'm just gonna plate this and go from there. Try it out. See what it tastes like. A little rice on there. Okay. We're gonna come over here and get a little bit of the butternut squash and onion. Curry sauce, tomato curry sauce. Yeah. Top it off with a little bit of fresh cilantro. And I think just a few grates of this raw cow's milk cheese just to give it some creaminess. And because it was one of the ingredients we had to use. So that's the finished product right there. So let's see how it tastes. First taste. I'm going to get a little bit of everything on there. That is spot on delicious. Very nice, especially with the colder weather we have right now. It's a very nice warm dish with a little bit of heat. Hey guys, thanks again for following along with the video. Let us know what you think about it. Make sure you subscribe or like the video as well, and to send in the 5 ingredients y'all want to use as a recipe, as well as your favorite song you like to cook with. Side note, these are strange times. Be safe out there, and we'll see you soon.